Well, I think initially it was a really hard-fought game, and I think both teams came out really comfortable, really confident. I think we both hit shots from the perimeter, and the score looked like it might be up in the hundreds for both of us. But when it kind of settled down, they did a really good job of kind of isolating us and attacking us off the dribble. We got ourselves in foul trouble, so we adjusted, went to a couple, 2 or 3 different zones that we kind of run to try to just control the penetration. They did a good job of rebounding offensively. But I think the proudest thing of our guys is that they just kept coming back at us. We get a lead, they come back at us. We get a little lead, they come back at us. And we were able to respond every time. And that's a sign of, I think, a team that's playing really tight together as a group, execute well. So look forward to the next round.
Thanks, Coach. We'll take questions from media members. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. Let us know your name and affiliation. We'd like to start with questions for student athletes first, please.
Ben Goes, Las Vegas Review-Journal. Nick, this team has now won 5 of 6, including that upset win over Gonzaga. Where is this team's confidence at heading into the semifinals?
I think we're playing with a lot of confidence right now, and that's what's cool about our guys is we're sticking together. We lost a few games there, and sometimes teams either go one way or the other, and we're learning from our mistakes, and we're wanting to win and get better. And we've got a lot of confidence right now, and we're playing poised, and we just got to keep it going into the semis.
Other questions for student athletes?
The Carmen Desert News. Nick, when you got your third personal, you'd been so successful hitting those threes. And what was your thought as you had to go to the bench, and what did you hope would happen as you had to take time out?
First thought was I've never had 3 fouls in the first half. Coach kept me in, and then I obviously made a mistake. But it's a confidence thing. Shooters keep shooting, and to come out refreshed in the second half, and to be able to spark our team was what was big. And I think it was a group effort tonight. I got wide open shots from my teammates and just knocked them down and kept that going into the second half.
Jeff over here on our far right.
How would both of you guys assess your season overall? It's been kind of up and down, and relative to maybe the expectations you guys had going in.
I mean, for sure, there's been a lot of ups and downs, but the important thing is that the guys have stuck together, and whether we're winning or losing games, we just come together and figure out how we're going to get to the next game and move on. I think that's huge for a team full of young guys, and I think it's huge going forward that no matter what happens, we're just going to stick together.
We are a very young team. Coach keeps bringing up that I'm one of the oldest guys on the team after losing LJ and Kyle Davis. But that's the fun part. We get to learn every day about how we can become better. And this team has a lot of fight, and we're competitive guys. And to now finally put that together and show what we can actually do, and it's fun, and we're going to continue to get better from here.
Other questions for student athletes or for Coach Rose? Jay.
Dave, early in the game, it looked like LMU was really physical and almost to the point of trying to intimidate your younger guys. How do you think they stood up to that? What do you think of that?
Well, a lot of it is just their style. I mean, it's a team that plays a lot of players. They pick you up the full court, 3/4 court, half court. They contest every pass, every catch, every rebound, every shot, and they usually use a lot of fouls in the game. And I think our guys were prepared for that and did a good job early, and then they got pretty physical in the middle of the game. But then they became pretty successful at it. I think we went through we had a 13 or 14 point lead, and during that run to come back, they actually took the ball from us probably 3 or 4 times. So it's You know, it's a long game, and you gotta be able to deal with, like I said, the runs in the game. And I thought how we dealt with their pressure overall for 40 minutes was pretty good. There were some times in there where they had us, and some other times where their attacking style led to some pretty easy baskets for us too. So overall, I thought we handled it pretty good.
Dick Harmon, yeah, Desert News. Nick, when you went out and TJ went out with Falco, you had, Bale and I think Gann had to come in. Could you talk about the job that they did, even though the scoring wasn't replaced there?
You know, we play against them every day in practice. They are tough guys, and coach can trust them. We can trust them as teammates. Davin, he's a hard worker, competitor. He got a couple steals there in the second half I thought were huge for us, and they just bring a momentum. They're young, but they also help us to get going, and I thought they did a great job tonight.
Any other questions for BYU? Jay?
Dave, I'm asking this because we might not be able to talk to you before the St. Mary's game, but are you better prepared, do you think, 2 weeks later to face St. Mary's than you were, 2 weeks ago?
Well, I think you could ask our guys, and they'll tell you the same thing. I mean, we have been kind of with this lineup and this group and this rotation for about 3.5 weeks now, ever since LJ, went out in the starting lineup. And it's the third time that we've done that, where we've actually reinvented ourselves as far as who we're starting, who we're bringing off the bench, and how we're trying to manage that. So I would say that just experience-wise, we're a couple of weeks more experienced with some success. So hopefully we're more prepared to play them. They're good. I mean, they've been good all year long. This group of guys, if we play them, this group of guys have been together for a couple of years. So hopefully our young guys can give it a whirl, see what happens.
Last question down front.
Darnell Dixon, Daily Herald. Dave, you talked about depth being a key in this tournament. How would you assess your team's depth in this game and how they played off the bench?
Well, I think that they kind of weathered the storm for us at the time. I don't think that it's a group of guys, that we're going to turn it over to, and then we're going to see them just automatically, scoring and defending and rebounding as a real cohesive group. It's kind of a different group every time we go through. We usually go 3 deep for sure off the bench. Tonight I think we went 4 or 5. But they understand that when they get in there, they got to be really productive early in order to continue to help us. And tonight I pressed into service because we were in a tough spot early in the first half with a lot of guys with fouls.
Congrats on the win. We'll see you Monday night.
All right, thank you.